Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something deeply personal, something that completely shattered my world, only to rebuild it into something stronger. I want to talk about the concept of God's timing, not as a cliché, but as a real, lived experience. 5 years ago, I was on top of the world. I was just days away from my wedding. The dress was hanging in my closet, the venue was booked, the invitations were sent, and I was about to marry the person I thought was my forever. We had been together for years, built a life, and this was supposed to be our beautiful new beginning. Then, the unthinkable happened. Just a few days before we were supposed to say I do, he ended it. He just left. I won't go into the gut-wrenching details, but imagine the shock, the confusion, the humiliation. I had to call our families, our friends, the vendors, and explain that the wedding was off. Every call was like a fresh stab to the heart. The pain was indescribable. I was drowning in a sea of whys. Why me? Why now? What did I do wrong? I questioned everything about myself and my faith. I prayed, I screamed, I cried, and for a long time all I heard was silence. My friends and family were amazing, wrapping me in a blanket of love and support. But at night, when I was alone, the questions would come back. I felt abandoned, not just by him, but by the universe, by God. The phrase, "God's timing is perfect," felt like a cruel joke. Perfect? This was the definition of imperfect. This was chaos. This was my life imploding. The first year was a blur of survival. I was just going through the motions. I packed away the dress, I tried to heal, and I slowly started to piece my life back together. It wasn't a straight line. There were good days and days where the grief would hit me like a tidal wave. During this time, I started to focus on myself in a way I never had before. I poured my energy into my career, reconnected with old friends, and discovered new hobbies. I started traveling, seeing the world through my own eyes, not as part of a couple. I was rediscovering who I was without him. Slowly, without me even realizing it, a shift happened. The pain began to fade, replaced by a quiet strength. I started to see the red flags in my past relationship that I had ignored, blinded by love and the idea of a perfect future. I realized how much of myself I had compromised, how small I had made myself to fit into his life. The clarity was both painful and liberating. About 2 years after the breakup, I met someone. It wasn't planned. I wasn't looking for it. It was just a simple, easy conversation that grew into a friendship and then into something more. With him, everything was different. It was calm. It was respectful. He celebrated my successes, listened to my dreams, and encouraged my independence. There was no drama, no anxiety, just a deep and steady love. Today, I am married to that wonderful man. We have a beautiful life together, built on a foundation of true partnership and mutual respect. And sometimes I look at him and I think back to that devastating moment 5 years ago. I think about the girl crying on her bedroom floor, thinking her life was over, and I finally understand. That wasn't a punishment. It was a protection. It wasn't a denial. It was a redirection. God didn't cause my pain, but he used my brokenness to lead me somewhere better. He had to close a door that I was determined to walk through, because he knew what was on the other side was not meant for me. He knew the person who was truly meant for me was still on his own journey, and we needed to meet when we were both whole. If you are in a season of waiting, a season of questioning, a season of heartbreak, please hold on. I know it feels impossible right now. But sometimes, the most painful endings are just setting the stage for the most beautiful beginnings. Your timeline might not make sense right now, but trust that a greater plan is unfolding. Your why will eventually become clear. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content. I'll see you in the next one.